Alright, hello everybody at TG Land. This is Mark, and I'm going to try to put together or show you a project that I'm doing to upgrade my guitar's saddle from tusk material, which is a synthetic material that they use on all the standard Taylors and many other guitars as well. I'm going to upgrade it to bone. So I got 2 bone saddles yesterday in the mail, and I'm going to go through the process of shaving it to size and putting it in the slot and doing a comparative test between what the tone sounds like with it and without it. I'm going to do it on this guitar first, and this is the guitar I'll use for this little experiment here as far as the video capture goes. This is a Taylor DN8. It is a Sitka top and rosewood back and sides, very standard partnering of woods. So what I'll do is I'll kind of run through some open notes, show a couple different styles of playing, and then we'll get on to the actual project itself. When I'm done, I will do the same test, if I can remember the sequence of what I'm doing, and we can get a good comparison between the tone with and without the bone saddle. So right now I'm going to loosen up all the strings, and hopefully that'll give me enough slack by keeping the strings in so I can take out the saddle, and then I'll shave the other saddle down and replace it. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to use this electric winder. It's certainly much easier for me than doing it manually, and I must say that this goes in both ways. To wind it, unwind it, it has reduced my my string changing time dramatically. So we'll just kind of do this. Okay, well, I've loosened up all 6 strings. What I'm going to do is hopefully we've got enough slack where I can pull up on this. I don't know if you can see that. Pull up on this, and then see if I can get this out. I have to loosen it up a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Alright. pull the old tusk one out here. See what that looks like. So I'll put this down, and what I'm going to do, not that I really have to because I still have everything connected here, but I don't know, I think it's probably just a good idea to take the capo and let's just keep the strings there. Okay, now let's go down and measure the new one against the old one. Okay, so what I've done here is I've taken out the old saddle, tusk saddle, and the new saddle. And I don't know if you can see this, but this guitar I've had for maybe 2 years, and you can see where the string is really wearing down this tusk. Sorry, you can really see where the string is wearing down this material, and the bone will certainly last much longer, or at least it's supposed to anyway. So what I've done, actually once you hear this, so you hear the density of the two saddles. I'll just drop the tusk one first. Hear what that sounds like. And we'll drop the bone one. A lot more dense. Hopefully that'll show itself up in the tone. So what I've done is I've put these two together and found that the bone saddle is just a hair longer and really not that much taller. So what I will do is shave down just a little bit, and we'll see if we can come to an exact replica of this one here. So what you're supposed to do, this is 150 grit sandpaper right here. I'm just on my kitchen counter, and you want to be able to put equal pressure across the entire saddle so you don't wear down one side faster than the other. So what I'm going to do, I saw this on the internet, is just score with a pencil a couple places down like that, and when I slide it across, just make sure that all of it is coming off. Yeah, so it's coming off evenly, so I'll just make sure I continue to do this. Pretty tough stuff. So what I've tried to do as best I could is to get this thing down to even with the tusk saddle, and it only took me really about 10 minutes. But what I found is you have to be very careful because the sandpaper certainly has a lot of bite to it. What you want to be able to do is make sure that that bottom is flat. I noticed that after I started that one side was going down obviously faster than the other, so I was putting too much pressure on one side of the saddle. You can always say, you know, do it in small increments. Do it in small increments, because what you don't want to find is having left with too little saddle. Then your action is going to be lower. If that's something you don't want, then you've just ruined your saddle, and you'll have to buy a shim kit or something like that, or start over from scratch. So what I'm going to do now is the sides are a little bit off, so meaning that if we can line this up as best I can, you see over there on this side right here, just a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is shave off a little on each side, and then see if I can get this thing to match. Again, trying to keep equal pressure on it, so I'm taking off equal amounts on both edges. You can see it comes off really fast. Faster than I anticipated, to be honest with you. The direction said to use 150 or 120, and then this is 400 here just for the polishing. But this 150, it is some serious stuff. Let's see how it comes up here. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting again. What's that saying? Measure twice, cut once. My eyes are not what they used to be, let me tell you. Alright, it looks like we've got probably about 1/16 of an inch to go. And what you want to be with these compensated saddles, where the B string goes, right here, you kind of still want that to line up as best you can. So I just have literally just a tiny bit left to go. Okay, I've gotten it down, I think, pretty close. So what I'm going to do is, if you notice, I don't know if you can in this picture, but the tusk saddle's got a rounded edge to it. And the bone right now is square. So what I'm going to do is go over the 400 grit sandpaper and try to give it a little rounded edge as best I can. Probably, I don't know if you can see that, but just kind of you don't want this biting into the bridge at all. Yeah, this 400 certainly doesn't eat as much as it does as fast as it does on the other one. But you can see I'm taking down. Oops! You can see I'm taking down the rough edges just a little bit. Not quite as much as the other one. And at this point, I don't know if I'm going to have to shave down the side. I don't know if I'm going to have to shave down the side yet. The bone may be a little bit too. Maybe a little bit too thick, but we'll go try and fit it in first. But let me continue to work on the edges, and we'll get back. I don't know if you can see it, but I rounded the edges off as best I could on that side and that side. And now I'll go and try and fit it in and see if it works. Again, you can see you can really see the differences here as far as the old tusk versus the bone, and where the strings laid across. Really, surprisingly. Now this probably won't happen as much on the other guitar, because the other guitar is really used. It's a lighter gauge string, and I do more finger picking on that, but this one, this Dreadnought, certainly gets a lot more, how should we say, a harder attack. But let's go see if this fits.